There we are.
God,
And
I thought they didn't want to see me back live and shit. Like I know I've been not doing lives like that, but
that's what it
why?
was. Like this Negro again. I thought we got rid of him.
I was like, damn, I've
Damn
been
you.
working at Hilton, driving limos and stuff like that. Plus, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I've been lazy as hell these past couple of days. I was just like, look,
Why?
I'm not.
Why
I'm
are
just.
you back? I thought we got rid of this nigga. Why are you back?
They thought they got rid of you too.
Let's fuck up his stream
oh, oh, and the BT Awards is next week too.
tomorrow.
I'm definitely gonna react to
Isn't that
that.
tomorrow? That's not tomorrow.
Nah, it's next. Hold on, let me double check.
Next week.
Hold on, hold up. I thought it was next week. Hold on.
Okay, maybe it's next week.
Yeah, it is next week. Okay.
Okay.
I'm like Kevin Hart for the 25th anniversary. Ugh,
I don't know.
y'all already fucking up. Then they're gonna honor Snoop Dogg, Kirk Franklin, Mariah Carey. I'm just like, God damn, y'all just trying to get all the ratings and shit.
Yeah, as they should. As they should. Who else we gonna honor? Migos? As they should. Honor the legends.
they never they never gave Stevie Wonder a lifetime achievement award, and that's crazy work.
Honor him before he dies.
But but
Give it to him
but we
now.
got we got we got a Diddy lifetime achievement award before Stevie
Yeah.
Wonder. Make that
Well, that shouldn't have happened anyway. I told you that when that shit happened. You shouldn't have got it back then. You all thought I was crazy. You know.
yo. I was rewatching that acceptance speech. I'm
Hmm.
just like the fact that he was beating on Cassie that he thanked her. That's crazy work, man.
Right, exactly. He was already beating on her ass back then.
That's crazy work. No wonder why BT fucking erased that shit from their website. It was like, oh hell no.
Why they give it to him anyway? He should have never got it. And then you got Kanye West come out in his fucking ski mask and he's doing
I'm just
the
like,
speech.
that whole shit was problematic. He was already showing signs of anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
whole shit was problematic. They said, yeah, we're gonna get rid of this shit.
yeah. It was that was a waste of time.
I'd rather than give it to Suge Knight.
You know, you might as well give one to Shug. You're gonna give one to Diddy.
I'm just like, damn. Suge Knight just over here doing podcast interviews with everybody at this fucking point. I'm just like, yo, get Suge out of prison.
You know,
we all owe Suge Knight an apology.
right? No, we don't, because he's just as guilty as Diddy.
Hmm. All right. What up, Q? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, man. I was actually on the phone for like an hour. I was like, damn, I've been on the phone for an hour. I gotta get out the phone and shit. Fuck.
Right.
What else is going on? What else is going on? So apparently, it's not looking good for Megan Thee Stallion from what I'm looking at and shit.
He lied.
It's actually more evidence now that's saying there's more. I was like, at this point, I don't really give a fuck.
I don't really
At this,
care at this point. He should have shot off her fucking toe. You know what I
stop,
mean? If she lied and sent that nigga to prison, she deserved what she got.
yeah, because he got stabbed. He got fucking stabbed in prison too. That's
Yeah,
crazy. I'm
he
like,
could have died because this bitch lied on him.
no wonder why her career hasn't really been
I didn't like her
kind of.
anyway. I didn't listen to her. I just thought that she made stripper music. You know,
She actually has some dope shit. I ain't gonna hold you. She has some of her shit's dope, but
that's what I hear. But I like Doshi over her.
oh yeah, Doshi, hey, hands down.
Yeah,
I like Rhapsody, Doshi,
yeah.
um, Amani Caesar. Where the fuck you at? We need another album, Amani. Come on, where the fuck
She's
you at,
pregnant.
Amani?
She's
Oh
pregnant.
shit, never mind, never
Yeah,
mind.
she having a baby.
Everybody's having babies now. You know, in summertime, everybody has babies in the summertime and shit. Then they post the
No,
Christmas photos.
no.
They post
Summer
the
dress
fucking.
and no pull out season. That's what it is. You
I almost thought I got a girl pregnant, and I mean, I was oh shit.
know, oh boy.
So I ain't ready to be a father yet. Dawn of the Dead, what's up, boss? How you doing?
Jerry. Nah, I didn't throw the Knicks head in the garbage, man. Knicks head right here. That's my team. I would never disown my team.
You know who you
Never.
talking to? He's a Knicks aficionado,
Exactly. That's for
whatever you
all my
say.
New York teams. I'm loyal to all my teams. I would never throw my Knicks head away. You crazy? To root for who?
What's that word? Aficionado, or whatever that shit is.
Yeah,
If I'm saying it
yeah.
right. Okay.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, never. Like he lives and breathes the Knicks at this fucking point.
He was glad you didn't get Shorty pregnant.
You said what?
I said Q was glad that you didn't get Shorty pregnant. Oh, you said he's glad that he never got a girl pregnant. Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad too. I almost thought I did. I was like, oh shit, oh
Wow.
shit. But my pullout game is still strong. So, all right. Well, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Let's go.
YouTube, what's up? How y'all doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try in the building with me. How you doing, Try?
So,
Yeah. So this was kind of unprepared and stuff like that too, because I was originally going to do some reviews, but then everyone's talking about this complex list, and that's why it's been a good minute since we actually reacted to a list. And I like to react to these like Rolling Stone complex lists and stuff like that too, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and sometimes it's
yeah.
entertainment. And
Yeah.
complex, they think the voices for hip hop. So let's see what is top 50 LA rappers. This controversial list. All right. So I think they said the criteria is skill, strength of a catalog, and commercial impact. Let's see. Number 50, Blueface. I'm gonna be real with you. I never heard
Right.
anything from Blueface.
How they
Never heard
how they
his
have
music.
how
The
they
only thing I
have
know about
him on the list is just you already know the list is trash when they started it off with him.
all I know about Blueface was he whooped his baby mama Krayshawn's ass. That's all I know about Blueface.
His baby mama more famous than him.
I thought I thought he was named after a Smurf. Honestly, to be real with you, but hey, fuck it. Okay. All right. Number 49, Blue from Blue in Exile. I'm gonna be real with you.
He needs to
I
be
was
higher.
never a fan of Blue, but I'm surprised he is this low on the list
He needs to be higher, way higher.
because I remember when Below the Heavens came out. That was like a lot of
Mhm.
people saying that was like an underground Illmatic. I never liked that album. I'm gonna be real with you. I never saw the hype with that album, but his impact for LA West Coast hip hop in the 20 teens needs to be studied.
He dropped like 6 albums last year alone. How the fuck is he number 49? That's crazy.
Mm. Number 48. Excuse me. G Perico. I've never heard of him before.
Never listen to him. Supposed to be dope.
Okay. Number 47. Oh Geezy. What is up with these names, man? I've never
That
heard of
dude look
him.
like he's from LA.
I'm not gonna dick ride. You said what?
He don't even look like he's from LA.
You- And just hit me up talking about how could they forget Planet Asia? Oh, damn, I forgot about Planet
Exactly.
Asia. Shit.
Exactly.
Crooked Eye at wow. Top 20. If you want to talk about lyrical ability, consistency, worth ethic, top 20.
I agree.
Like, see,
And they got niggas like
and
Roddy Rich
mind you,
ahead of him.
he was part of the whole rebirth of Death Row Records, and he probably came out the strongest from that
Mm-hmm.
when it was known as the Row at that time
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Number 45, Evidence. I'm not mad about. He should be way higher though.
Definitely. That's
I'm
that's
not
one
a
of
fan
my
of
favorites
dilated people though, but
from the West. One of
yeah,
my favorites. He needs to be in the top 20 also.
yeah. I'm not a fan of dilated peoples like that, but I feel like in terms of like 2000s West Coast hip hop, again, they should be studied. They were very consistent. with their
They
work
got
ethic and
they
shit.
got Tiger ahead of Evidence. Come on now, y'all know this list is bullshit.
Number 44 is Everlast. Okay, not
Higher,
mad.
he needs to be higher.
House
He needs to be
Pain.
higher. He
Uh,
needs to be higher.
I feel like a couple notches higher. A
The,
couple
the
notches higher and shit.
House of Pain stuff. The singer Whitey Ford stuff. Eat at Whitey's. Come on, he needs to be higher.
I love that album.
They bugging.
Mind, and he was also on the Rhyme Syndicate too, with
Right.
Ice
Ron
T back in the
Syndicate,
day.
Soul Assassins Legend. He needs to be higher.
Yeah, and he can really spit too. Let's be
I'm
real.
not putting Doja. I like Doja Cat, but she's not better than
Number 40,
Everlast.
Absol. Number 43.
Higher.
Yeah,
He needs to be higher.
higher.
Hmm.
But his later work, I'm not gonna hold you. His later work is kind of hit or miss for me. Like
I like
I
some of his
like
stuff.
Control System. Abs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, that fucking album with the black and white cover. That I think it's called "Do What Thou Wilt," some shit like that.
Hmm.
Fire. To me,
What's the what's
his last great album.
what's the album that we reviewed from him? The one that came out, was it year before last?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that. That one was like one of his
I
best
didn't.
albums. You didn't like that one? Was it Herbert? Herbert it was called or some shit?
No, Herbert was good. Yeah, Herbert was good, but it was
Yeah.
the one he came with after Herbert. I didn't care
Nah, I
for
didn't
too
like that
much.
one.
You had a
The
motherfucking
Herbert
trap song.
album to me was one of his best ones.
I agree. Yeah. Okay, the first top dog rapper here. Okay, not mad about that. Number 42, Will I Am. You know what?
Mhm.
I'm cool. I'm cool with this placement.
He's good.
He's not Soulburger. That's the one. Thank you, Q.
He's good. Um,
In terms of
well,
rap
I mean,
music, yeah.
let's be real. Like Fergie is the real reason why they shot the stardom. Before then, they were an underground group, and they went pop really quick on their second album
Uh,
when Fergie joined the group.
I feel like they were still successful even before Fergie because that Bridging the Gap album had
They,
some hits too.
but
But
they wasn't widely known when they came out with that album though.
right, you're right about that. They were widely known in the black community, but when Fergie came, they were widely known in the mass
I
appeal
wasn't
for
checking for
sure.
them. Like I remember when they came out, but I wasn't like when Elephant came out. That's when I really started to check for they shit because they were all over MTV. They were all over the radio. You know, they were being played on the NBA. The NBA games and shit was playing their stuff.
Yeah,
He's a good producer. I think he's a good producer. He's a they break dance. He's a great break dancer. He's dope. He definitely needs to be on his list.
I agree. And honestly, this is gonna be sound very crazy, but I feel like their best album is The End, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Cause that shit grew on me
Mm,
over it. Like
I don't know. I would say that's their best three because I do like Elephant and Monkey Business.
Monkey Business.
You don't like that one?
It was okay. I feel
Mhm.
like some of the songs in age, but like My Humps, I never liked that
You
song.
never
My
like that
Humps.
one?
Oh my god.
That's one of their best
Nah.
hits.
But the Fergie solo album,
Yeah,
her first solo album,
yeah.
classic. I don't
That
give a
was
fuck
yeah.
what no one say.
I fuck with that one.
Yeah. I need to get my hands on those albums though.
Yeah,
And yeah, y'all, I do fuck with Fergie's music. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
yeah. Fergie's dope.
Number 41, Lady of Rage. See, this is where we have problems because
Uh-huh.
technically
Not from
she's
there.
not even from uh
He's from Virginia, and they had a Virginia list, and she wasn't even mentioned on that.
exactly. And I hate to say it, but that Necessary Roughness album I just did not like. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
real.
that wasn't a
The
great album.
production that production was not as
Yeah,
good in my opinion.
yeah, very very mid.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Primo's beats was some of the weakest on the album. I
Yeah,
can't believe I'm saying it.
hey,
And this is
hey,
97 Primo.
I'm glad that you said that
Hey,
because when this Nas album come out, and if he give us that version of Primo, that's gonna be a failure. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be good.
like Like fucking Easy Mo B saved that album and shit.
If imagine
And
we finally get a Nas and Puma album with about 14, 15 tracks, and all of them shits is like very mid. I'm telling you, he's gonna be
God
done.
forbid, Lord have mercy.
That'll be the end of Primo.
I don't well I don't know
If you
because I
can't,
feel like the Hit
if
Boy
you give
album.
the whole hip hop community been wanting this album for 30 something years. If you come out finally with this album, and all of this shit is not near classic, I think he's done. I really do. I'm like, who's really gonna want to do an album with him after that? You fucked up Nas's album. If I'm an artist, I'm looking at it
I
like, yo,
feel
I don't
like
want no beat
the
from Primo.
I feel like the Hit Boy albums just set the bar high when it comes to those
Yeah,
recent Nas albums. Because
right.
everybody kept saying, "Oh, Nas." Well, actually, it was Vlad that started that shit. Nas was picking bad beats and
Nah,
everything like that too.
nah.
I'm I'm sorry, but Life is Good.
If
That
that's the
production on
case,
Life is Good.
then what about LL? LL been picking bad beats for the last 20 something years before the Force came out.
Oh,
So is he a bad beat picker too?
hell, Snoop Dogg. Let's talk about Snoop Dogg with some of his later
Snoop
albums. Let's
Dogg,
talk about that
exactly. Snoop had some trash in his discography. Is he a bad
for
beat picker too?
real. See, and that's the thing with Jay Z because even though Jay Z might have some bad songs, he never really picked a bad beat like that.
He,
Let's talk about that
he had some bad albums. Blueprint 3 was
because
trash. I don't know what he
I
picked for
never
it. If
cared.
that was
On to the
his,
next one. You said,
but Blueprint 3 was trash. I don't know if he handpicked those, but maybe Beyonce picked it for him, but it
yeah,
was
it
bad.
was trash. Yeah, but some of them beats was fire on that album. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
Just the singles I liked. I think he picked the right singles.
hey
Yo,
yo, can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah, can you hear me? All right.
yeah, I hear you.
I think my Wi-Fi is fucking up. I don't know. This Wi-Fi is fucking up. I don't know. But yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Number 40, Coolio.
A legend.
Coolio. He's That's the right placement for him.
No, it's not. Not when you see who's coming before him. Doja Cat? You picking Doja Cat over Coolio?
I'm not, but at the same time, I fuck with Coolio, but I mostly fuck with him like Dub C and the Mad Circle and his first two albums.
Yeah.
Anything after Gangsta's Paradise, I was not a fan of his
First,
shit.
first two albums was, I mean, well, he didn't drop a lot after that. But his first two albums were great to me.
Yeah. But that fucking Dub C the Mad Circle, that
Yeah,
era of Coolio, ooh,
yeah,
yeah, man. But rest in peace to a legend. Rest in peace to him
yeah,
because
for sure.
he was really one of the cats that really brought West Coast hip hop to the mainstream,
Oh
and
yeah.
it brought like a lighter approach to gangster rap. So
Mm-hmm. Facts.
49, Fat Lip from the Far Side. I'm not mad about this placement at
Now,
all.
why did they just have Fat Lip on there and not the other members? Where's Slim Kid Trey and Booty Brown, Amani?
Because Fat Lip is like the most popular member of the group. Let's keep it a
Yeah,
buck.
but is he the best
Not
member in the group?
no. To me, I'm more of a Slim Kid nigga. But
Same.
Fat Lip was like he was the Sadat X of the Far
Okay.
Side. Let's keep it a buck.
Okay.
The unorthodox motherfucker. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm gonna be real. I love the Far Side, but those first two albums only.
Yeah.
Anything after Lab in California, they just let internal conflict and
Hmm.
drugs.
Hmm.
I never heard Fat Lip's solo album. I never heard his solo album. I heard it was good though.
Just like
You know,
the
but
yeah, the stuff with Amani
but
and
I
Baby Brown wasn't the same.
it wasn't like that bizarre ride to the far side alone. That's if they only dropped that album alone, that would still
Mhm.
cement them in hip hop history
Right.
because that came out the yes, the Chronic,
Hmm.
and stuff too, and it was like a funky psychedelic hip hop album.
Right.
If it was a term for that, like psychedelic hip hop, to be real. So not mad. I'm not mad, but I wish Slim Kid was on the list though. But hey, ooh, Cam number 38.
Okay.
Again, another
Legend.
underrated figure. If you guys don't know about Cam, I don't know what to tell you because he really was the cat that really brought Ice Cube to Nation of Islam.
Hmm.
He coined the term West Side Connection. A lot of people know that.
Right.
Them first two albums, we did a review on the Made in America album, if I'm not mistaken,
Classic.
and shit. Yes. Even though now he's still bitter about Ice Cube and everything like that too, which I get it. They squashed that beat, but he still has resentment towards Cube
Right.
and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're looking at one of the most underrated lyrical West Coast acts. So I'm not mad about Cam on the list. I'm not.
Definitely deserve to be there.
Number 37. Speaking of Ice
Mac
Cube,
10.
Mac 10,
All right.
way high, way higher in my opinion.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like, say what you want to say about Mac, but the dude is one of the most flamboyant, charismatic rappers of all time, if you ask me. Like, I'm more of a fan of 90s Mac 10, maybe a little early 2000s, but to be fair, I've not really heard everything he put out, to be fair.
Right.
And I heard some of the Cash Money shit. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
But the debut album, the
Oh yeah.
self-titled debut from '95. Woo!
Classic.
We have to review. Did we ever review that one?
I think we did that already.
Okay,
I think we did that.
if not on my channel, then probably on your channel and shit, probably. But
Nah, we did that on your channel.
yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I know what around that time I was like suspended in and out and shit.
Right.
So, all right. Number 36, Tash from the Alcoholics. Okay. See, they want to trick us with the good people. Then they're gonna once we get to the top 20, that's when there
Hmm.
will be a problem.
Yep.
But
He needs to be higher.
Tash, yeah, I agree. I'm not the biggest Alcoholics fan like that though, but I do like their style though. Like plus the production alone, I love the production. His first album, Rap Life, underrated
Wow.
underground classic, if you ask me.
Definitely. Definitely.
You know, so yeah, man. Okay, I definitely see a lot of Tash love. Number 35, Murs. Ooh,
Okay.
Murs. Okay, not mad. Yeah, I love the shit he did with Ninth Wonder.
Yep.
I feel like that's some of the best hip hop I've heard in the 2000s. Shit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? These days he's known more for his podcasting and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not mad about that. Yeah, you fuck with Merce?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love the Forever album he did with Night Window and a lot of his other stuff, Mercer President and all that.
Gotcha.
Classic.
All right. Number 34, Dub C. Okay. Way higher, top 20 in my opinion.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. Dub C from Low Profile. Dub C in the
Hmm.
Mad Circle. West Side Connection. That
Yep.
solo career. Why is he not in the top 20? Like,
I have no idea.
Lord.
But then we
Oh
when
my
we get to the
God.
top 20, you'll see why. They got a bunch of clowns in there. Roddy Rich, really?
uh, Number 33, Ras Kass. Out of all the
He got
West
hired.
Coast acts that came out, I feel like he should have had a stronger career,
Yeah, he should
in
have.
my opinion. Like Soul on Ice was such a classic hip hop album.
Like,
And then Assassination, while not on Soul on Ice's level, I feel
hmm
like that definitely was a very underrated album. But in the 2000s, he had label politics, and then that shelved Golden Child
hmm
album
he was
and
running from the
stuff like
cops.
that. Oh no!
He
It
got
was
the
the Van was it Golden Child or Van Gogh that was
Van
on
Gogh. I
album.
think Van Gogh was showed.
Yeah, and then yeah, like he was running from the cops, and
hmm
then he was beefing with the gang.
Yeah,
Like this dude literally could have. He's still one of the greats, and he's still one of the greats. But I feel like he's hip hop's best kept secret, in my opinion.
yeah, for sure.
Like oh my, to this day, that's the Soul on Ice remix is my favorite song he's ever done. Come
Classic.
on, man.
I think, yeah, I would like to see him do an album with Hitbull, or you
Hip
know,
hop can do that for anybody.
I know, but it's like he did an album with Apollo Brown and it got slept on.
I still have to hear that shit.
The Blasphemy album, I think it was
Yeah,
called. It was fire.
bet. Ooh, AC alone.
Ooh. And I got that
Freestyle
album too.
Fellowship. Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, all balls. I need that all balls that bounce album. To me, he really was one of the cats that really brought that jazz flavors, that West Coast alternative hip hop. Freestyle Fellowship was like one of those groups that was like went over a lot of people's heads at that time. Like they had that
Mhm.
spoken word jazz lounge. Like I feel like they were like the West Coast answer to Diggable Planets, if you ask me.
Yeah. hmm
Granted, some of that song, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not. I ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna. I ain't gonna be. I'm not. They're not really a group I bump to like on my ride, but I do fuck with all AC Alone's solo career. Like the All Balls Don't Bounce album is amazing and shit like that. Anna Lilia, fucking that one song with that circus beat. I can't think of the name, but you know what I'm saying. Classic, classic record. Number 31, Yo Yo. Can't play with my Yo Yo. I'm trying to play me
It needs
out.
to be high.
Uh, the fact that Doja Cat is higher than Yo Yo, I'm kind of questioning the credibility of this list
Right.
now. And I
Like
have nothing
Yo
against
Yo
Doja.
really
No,
was like the first lady of Cali. Like, why isn't she not higher?
definitely. Can't play with my Yo Yo. All right. Number 30, O3 Greedo. I heard about this cat. I never actually listened to him like that, to be real with you. You know what I'm saying?
He
So I'm going to skip him. 'Cause I'm not going to be a
he
dick
looks like
rider.
he looks like Questlove.
I thought that was Drewski. Number 29, I'm J Rock. Um, Dope MC. Not mad about his placement. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, he was the first cat from Black Hippie I heard back in '09. To keep it real with you, he
Mhm.
had that one song with Lil Wayne, All My Life. So yeah, J Rock. I'm not mad he's on here.
He's dope.
Oh, this stupid motherfucker, Roddy Rich.
That's
Never liked
crazy.
his music. Uh, he had that one annoying song, The Box. In LA, I never liked his music and shit.
The fact that he's ahead of
The fact that
Tash
he's
and AC alone is just hilarious to me.
the fact he's the head of Will I Am is hilarious.
Right.
Like, all right, number 27, Daz Dillinger, that nigga Daz. Dope rapper and shit like that. Dope producer.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's in the top 30. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
Daz, Daz about to drop that sequel to his first album,
oh god, these rappers in these sequel albums, man. Just oh my god, just stop it.
and he got Michael Jackson on the song. Yeah,
Oh wow. Number 26, Doja Cat.
way too
Doja
high,
Cat. I don't.
way too
Way too high. I like her music. You know, she makes dope
high.
music, but I'm just like, okay,
But I
I
don't look at her as a lyricist though. Like she's an entertainer. Like she's good for what she do. But are you ahead of AC Alone and Tash? Nah, she got to go way down.
right. Number 25, Tyga. I'm
You shouldn't even
laughing.
be on that list. Not a fan.
Shit. Number 24, Draco the Ruler. Um,
Never heard
I'm
of
gonna
him.
be real with you. I know this guy. I know he recently died. He got shot. I've never heard his music, so I'm not gonna be on the bandwagon. If I hear his music on my own, I'll give my thoughts. But I'm
I
not trying
know
to be on the bandwagon like that.
I know Slick Rick the Ruler. I don't know this nigga.
Number 23, Vince Staples. Okay, let's talk
Overrated.
about Vince for a minute. Let's. Uh, I like his music. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like he was good like in the mid 20 teens. After that summertime album, he got kind of hit or miss for me. And then it's like he made a lot of comments about 90s hip hop. Listen. I understand people have their own taste and everything like that too. But I think he said some shit like a lot of 90s rap is boring. I don't know. I don't know. He says some,
Really,
but
because he's so entertaining though.
yeah, but his whole style is kind of based on 90s rap. If you really want to think about it, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real.
About what?
Number 22,
What we keeping it real about though? I don't understand.
because his whole style is kind of based on 90s hip hop. But he talks shit about 90s hip hop.
Who does he remind you of when he's rhyming?
That's a good question.
Is he Nas? Is he Lupe? Who does he remind you of from the 90s?
Honestly, and this is going to sound kind of crazy. He kind of reminds me a little bit when he rhymes an updated version of Slim Kid from the Far Side,
Okay.
but with the cadence of trying to do an impersonation of Andre 3000's cadence, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Because when he was coming out, that was a time a lot of the SoundCloud acts and that underground when streaming and that blog era of rap. That's the best way to put
Right.
it. They took a lot from '90s boom bap. They tried to make their own Illmatic. They tried to make their own '90s. Logic is definitely one of them cats too. And if you know, you know, and everything. That whole boom bap
But
resurgence, if that makes sense.
I've heard like two or three projects from him, and I still feel like he's overrated as hell. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
Like
I'm not mad about that.
he could rhyme, but I don't know. Man, I think I would like to hear him do an album with Alchemist or something. I don't like his production. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not mad about that
Like
because
this nigga that we
yeah.
looking at here, like Earl. To me, Earl is better than him.
Oh, that's not even a debate. Artistry, lyricism, ear for beats, Earl Sweatshirt, hands down is the better artist and everything. And again, I'm glad that he's kind of getting a more resurgence and shit too when it comes to him. Because around that time he was going through his own personal demons and shit too. But that album he did with Alchemist a couple years back, ooh, come on, man. Like, don't fuck with me. This is where I have number 21, MC Ren. This should be in the top five. Like, come on, man. Songwriting, lyricism. Like and this is why I love the Straight Outta Compton movie, but I hate the Straight Outta Compton movie because they didn't really put a lot of highlight on MC Ren. It was just mostly Dre, Easy, and Q and shit like that too. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And MC Ren had an issue with that because
Right.
NWA alone, his solo career too, Shock of the Hour, the fucking the villainous Black album from '96. Come on, man, like him putting
Crazy.
CPO on the map, like come on, man. And mind you, we don't even talk about NWA. I didn't even mention NWA and shit like that, but
Right.
it is what it is. Number 20, Warren G.
Definitely.
I'm not mad about this. I'm not mad.
Legend. The man that saved Def Jam in the '90s, for sure. You gotta be on it.
Exactly.
One of the best albums ever.
With all due respect to DMX and Jay Z and Ja Rule,
So,
um, Warren G and J.O. Felony, they kept Def Jam's lights
yeah,
on in the '90s, like that mid in the mid
exactly.
'90s and
They
shit.
without they wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Warren. You know.
Exactly. Like it wasn't. It definitely was. It definitely wasn't no fucking because that's because LL was coming back with Mr. Smith. Foxy was just about to be signed there and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
Def Jam in the mid '90s was kind of going through some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
me now me personally, I still fuck with 14 shots to the dome. I
Mhm.
still fuck with Il Na Na. Don't get me wrong, but still,
Yeah. Yeah. Great
shit.
producer. Still doing his thing.
Exactly. And I'm not mad. He feels some kind of way how Snoop and Dre kind of sideline. I'm not mad,
Right. Well, I mean,
but
everybody couldn't make
at
that
the same
similar
time, too,
performance. You know.
yeah, Dre didn't want him around that death row energy too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Exactly.
number 19, Dom Kennedy. Ooh, I'm
So,
not mad. Now I'm gonna be real. He's a bit too high. A bit too high. I'll probably put him 28, 27. But Dom, he's definitely one of my favorites from the West Coast right now. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I mean, this is another rapper that came out during that blog era of rap and everything like
Right.
that too. He came out with that Yellow album, that mixtape, the Yellow album, which I feel like is a very underrated project. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I remember when I was just getting into college and I was bumping music a lot and shit too. So
Right.
yeah, I fuck with Dom Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
Now his recent stuff, I'm not too big on his recent stuff like that too, but that 20 teens era, yeah, I'm not mad. And I'm gonna be real with you. I hate that term blog era. I'm gonna be real with you, but
Right.
that's just the best way to describe that era. Sugar free. Now this is a cat right here. Yes.
Mhm.
My opinion, DJ Quick's best artist he ever worked.
Yeah.
Quick's best artist he's ever worked with. This he's the Morris Day of hip hop. He's the Morris Day of hip hop in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
you know. Like the Street Gospel album alone. Come on, nigga.
Right.
Nigga. Like, come on, man. I feel like that was the album that introduced the second era of DJ Quick that made him do shit like Rhythmalism and the
Right.
Balance and Options album and stuff like that too. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So I'm actually glad he's on this list. Cause a lot of motherfuckers forget about Sugar, man.
Definitely.
Number 17, Schoolboy Q. Okay. Not mad about him. I'm not gonna hold you. Some of his recent albums I've kind of not really been a big fan of like that. That Blue
Yeah.
Lips, I was not crazy about. I know a lot of people say that's his best album, which I
No.
kind of disagree because oxymoron, blank face, um, habits and contradictions. That whole shit, that was his best run right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But lyrically, I still
He's
put him
dope.
on one of the best this era, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's dope for sure.
Number 16, King T. I still have to finish up the Trifling album. I gotta redo that review and shit like that. Just letting y'all know. But we were just giving him some love. I fuck with King T.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold you. That first album, Act of Fool, is an influential album. It's not really my cup of tea. But once we get to Trifling album for life, yeah, that's when he was really in his bag. Even that Kingdom Come album he did on Aftermath that was
Yeah,
shelved is fire.
okay.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
for sure.
I'm not mad about King T's placement. And he's one of Biggie's favorite rappers too, so that's
Right.
also saying something. Number 15, YG. Uh
Top 15.
Good rapper. I fuck with YG.
Mm-hmm.
But him over Yo Yo,
Right.
Dom, uh,
Tash.
I would probably put him in the 30s though. And again, this might be a hot take, but I'm not really a big fan of Mustard's production with YG. I know that's crazy, but I felt like he was much better with other artists. Cough, cough, Kendrick.
Still,
But hey,
still Brazy. Still Brazy is best shit. To me.
I agree. But I like that because of the attitude and style. I feel like a lot
Mm.
of Mustard's production kind of sound the same to me, especially at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
Yeah, like if you guys know, you know, and shit. Like it sounds like a mustard being squirted out of a mustard bottle in some parts and shit. Like
Mm.
I have nothing against YG though. He's definitely one of my favorites of this era. Number 14, Exhibits.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I fuck with Exhibit, but I mostly like 90s Exhibit.
Mm.
First two albums Exhibit. Restless, it
Love
took
that.
me a while to really appreciate that album. I feel like it's kind of overhyped a little bit.
Man, after Man versus Machine, I didn't hear nothing else. Even the new album, I didn't even bother listening to it.
Yeah, Man vs. Machine, that was like the last good album from him.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah. He from
All
Mexico.
right.
He not even from
Number
LA.
13, Corrupt.
Corrupt from Philly. He not from LA.
But I guess because they were raised around that area, I guess. I don't know.
Right. They
Now,
moved over there.
Corrupt,
You know.
Corrupt is top 10, in my opinion. If you want to talk about lyricism, like toe to toe with some of the best lyricists
Mhm.
of the era and shit like that, too. Definitely Corrupt.
For sure.
You know, that second album, that's The Streets is the Mother. Woo!
Mhm. Yeah,
Fire, fire album.
definitely.
All right.
Dog Food album.
Number
So good.
12, oh, MC8. One of the
Chia.
most consistent veterans in the game.
Chia.
Compton's most wanted. Yes. Niggas on the run. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fact that he produced a lot of his material. Let's talk about that too. Like those first his first three solo albums are my favorites and shit. You know, especially Last Man Standing. That album is underrated as hell.
Yeah.
Cause a lot of people want to write him off because the whole Dollars and Cents diss track, but he's still here.
Yeah.
He didn't sue DJ Quick. He didn't sue DJ Quick like other rappers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So hey, I'm not mad. Now number 11, Let's talk about this. Let's talk.
The
Number
game
11, the game.
too low.
Now I'm
It
gonna be
needs to be
real.
higher.
This might be controversial. Yeah, top seven.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you really want to look at the history of hip hop, he really rejuvenated West Coast hip hop in the 2000s
Yep.
on a
After Pac
mainstream
died, yeah,
level.
yeah, for sure.
The fact that he went to battle with a lot of hip hop heavyweights from 50 to Jay Z, whether it be one sided or not, he held his own. He has one of the most strongest discographies in hip hop. But I feel like people write him off because let's be real, he said he doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to certain shit. He can be
When did that matter?
people want to say, oh, exactly, because Tiger don't have the best reputation, but at the same time, he's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want to talk about the history of hip hop, the game really should be talked about in terms of that West Coast hip hop. Like the first three albums from him, if I'm not mistaken, they debuted number one or number two on the charts. I could be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. And
Mm-hmm.
and also 1 year after he got kicked out of G Unit Aftermath, he still had one of the most successful rap albums, The Doctor's Advocate.
Classic,
Let's talk.
classic.
So I'm not mad. He should be way higher.
You should.
He should be way. People forget about the history, like forget about the Twitter shit, the social media bullshit. Focus on the music.
I agree. Still dropping heat.
All right, number 10, Nipsey Hussle. Yes, I still fuck with the game. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mad. I'm not mad. Nipsey beat on this list.
He had to be.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a West Coast veteran. Yes. Like I fuck with Nipsey even when he first came out with that first song he came out like back in '09 and
Mm-hmm.
shit like that too, you know what I'm saying? I definitely gotta do a review on the Victory Lap album, but I actually want to get my hands on that album before I actually talk about that one, to be real with you.
Right.
Because that's one thing about myself. Some albums I have like over 1,000 albums at this point, and some albums I told myself I was gonna review, but then if it's a certain album that I know I'm never gonna get because it's out of print or some shit, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna review it if I don't have it. But
Right.
some albums I definitely want to get my hands on before I talk about them. And Nipsey is deserving of that treatment. Number 9, Easy E. Again, a West Coast icon
Yeah.
and shit. People want to be like, oh, but Easy didn't write his shit. Easy don't can't rap. Shut the fuck up. He had charisma.
Now to
Easy
do
E,
Drake.
if you want hip hop business, him and Jerry Heller broke down a lot of barriers for hip hop business and shit like that too. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The fact that they signed artists like Jimmy Z and Michelet and Black Eyed Peas
Right.
back when they were known as Black Eyed Peas and shit. Like Ruthless Records, come on, man. Like toe to toe with Def Jam and Tommy Boy Records, and come on, man. Like Easy E is definitely one of the most celebrated hip hop icons to this day. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Number 8, Be Real. Oh shit.
Legend.
Okay. I'm not mad. I forgot. I almost forgot about this. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Where the Cypress Hills at, yo?
You know.
Again, I'm gonna talk to y'all motherfucker. I'm gonna be real about Cypress Hill. I feel like as their influence as a hip hop group exceeds boundaries because they were really one of the first hip hop to really have that alternative crowd
Right.
crossing over and shit like that. Like they were performing a lot of Palooza. They brought
Mm-hmm.
that weed culture into hip hop
Yeah.
and whatnot. They brought the Latino culture and shit too. Them, Kid Frost.
Yeah.
Like this was like before Big Pun, before Fat
Mm-hmm.
Joe, and
Yep.
everything like that too. Like the fact that they're still together. and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Dropping music to this day.
Yeah.
Yes, Idol. Yeah, metalheads. They
They
definitely
still
have a
rock
follow with
on
metal, the metal community. It's
it.
like Cypress Hill's first four albums, all classics in my opinion.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? I even like released EP they came out with in '96 too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, be real to this day. Like,
Still doing it.
and it's funny too because we talk about not like us. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Try my fault.
That's all.
Uh, we talk about
I,
not like
I
us
just was like,
being a product.
he's still doing it, and his son, he has a son that's doing a podcast, High and Hungry. That's his
Yeah,
son that's doing that show, and you know, Cypress Hill still doing it, man. I love it, love them.
yeah, I love them too and shit. And like I was gonna say, like we talk about not like us being like a diss track that's a crossover hit. People forget Insane in the Brain was a diss track too against Chub Rock
Right.
and Kid Frost too. Y'all forget about that
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? So that alone cements him for hip hop icon.
Crazy.
Another one of my favorite rappers, Ice T. Yes. I was like, okay, I was like, I better see him in the top 10 because we
Mhm.
want to have some
But
problems.
he not from LA though. He from Jersey.
He's not. He's, but at the same time, he did live out there.
Right.
He did live out there and shit.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, where's Tupac at on this list? Because he ain't from out there, and they claim him like he's like that's theirs.
Shoot, but I don't think they recognize Oakland. I don't know. I don't know. The criteria for
But,
this list is kind of weird though.
yeah.
This is complex we're talking about. So, um, but yeah. So, Ice T. You know, it's funny. I was just having a conversation about Q about Ice T last week and shit. We were talking about his impact and everything like that too. And I was telling him like him and Two Life Crew were fighting for freedom of speech when it came to hip hop music. And it's like a lot of people want to talk about, oh, his rapping is not all up to par, which I highly disagree. I feel like every album he came out with, his pen game got better. His freestyling today, oh my, his freestyles today easy. Like if he dropped an album to this day, that I would still bump and support that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everything from Power to Iceberg album to OG Home Invasion. I mean,
Gee,
his discography, his catalog, and we're not even going to talk about the Body Count albums, the Rhyme
right.
Syndicate album. Come on, man, like, come on, my Ice T's legacy needs to be studied.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, number six, DJ Quick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Next to
Underrated.
Dr. Dre, might be yes, might be next to Dr. Dre, West Coast most influential producer in hip hop and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Quick, man. I don't even know where to begin with Quick. I feel like he's definitely one of the most celebrated icons in hip hop history. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mhm.
the fact that the fact of the matter is that he definitely made his own lane.
Yeah.
That's one thing I I loved about Quick. The fact that he used live instrumentation too when it came to his music and shit. Like
Yeah.
not just his solo catalog, but the shit he did for AMG, Penthouse Players Click, Sugar Free. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fire. Marstenberg, rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. And y'all check out his unsung episode too. One of the best unsung episodes you should ever check out.
I think he has one of the best discographies for rapper and producer.
I feel like he has one of the best discographies of music. If you wouldn't
Yeah.
want to count the shit he did for other artists and stuff
Oh
too.
yeah.
And
Definitely.
the only my only gripe, I wish we would have gotten that El DeBarge album with DJ Quick. That's my only
Well, he,
gripe.
he
We
can
were
still
robbed of
do that
that.
now. L is still singing. Why not do it now? What's he waiting for?
Yeah. But
You
you
know
know,
what I mean?
L,
Listen,
he's the
L
margins,
is
man. They're so
when
unpredictable.
L is clean, you gotta take advantage of that. Like get him in the studio now before
Exactly.
he relapse. You know?
Exactly. I'm telling you, we were robbed. Like, I'm talking like 98, 99, like hand in hand. Like, come on, we were robbed of that.
Mhm.
Like I love the second chance album he came out with, but nah, nigga, call that shit third chance, and have DJ Quick produce that shit. Call that shit
I,
third chance.
I like the fact that Quick could collaborate with anybody, whether it was Eric Sermon or Talib Kweli or
Yes,
Scarface. That's what he's supposed to do, and he brought his
Tony,
own
Tony,
flavor
Tony.
to anything that he did, and that makes him a legend.
Yes, and Tony. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, right. Tony. Yeah, so many.
Yes. The only bad beat I only like one. The only bad beat I never liked from him, and you're
Uh,
gonna hate me.
oh,
Justify my thug with Jay Z. I'm
oh man.
sorry.
I
I
mean,
never.
it's cool.
That
It
might
wasn't
be the
no.
only.
It's not a classic though. It was cool. I didn't
That
mind it.
might that might be the only DJ Quick beat I never liked, and
I,
that's
I'm just
saying something.
I'm just sorry that Jay Z didn't use him a lot sooner because he was in his there was years where he just used the same Timberland and Swizz and Neptunes for too long, and he should have really used DJ Quick a long time ago.
He should have used. He should have worked with Rick Rock, if you ask me,
Right,
more.
right, right. I agree.
Because let's be real, Dynasty has some ill West Coast
Oh
collabs
yeah,
too. Like,
yeah. And Rick Rock
imagine
was
if
a part of
Quick
that
is on
album.
the Dynasty album. Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
like if Quick was on that Dynasty album though,
Yeah,
oh my, I'm talking balance and options. Quick,
mhm,
ooh,
right. I
nigga.
agree. I agree.
All right, number five, one of my favorites. Again, Tyler the Creator. I'm not gonna lie, this list is
Hmm.
not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I'll be real, it's not as bad as I
They
thought it
still
was
got
gonna
some
be.
misses on there though.
They do, but everyone's on Tyler the Creator's dick. But I'm gonna be real. I hate being one of those fans, but I was a fan of him when he back before y'all were even the fans of him. I'm gonna be real. Like I was a fan of him back with the bastard and the goblins and all that.
Right,
Like,
right. Wolf.
and don't get me wrong, I love Flower Boy. I love Igor. I love Flower Boy. But I like Tyler when he had that punk rock attitude to him and shit.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's dope. He's dope.
he is. He is. Number four, Dr. Dre.
At four? Who's better than Dre in the top three?
You know,
At
Dre is
four?
Dre may not be the best rapper. He may not be the best rapper, but production alone, he's one of the most probably the most influential hip hop producer. He he's like the Quincy Jones of rap
Yeah.
and shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the best thing I can really give to Dre and everything. And we all know Dre has some of the best songwriters too, from Ice Cube, DOC, Jay Z, Sam Snead, what's that motherfucking name? The motherfucking name. What's that one nigga? Mailman and shit too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I'm not surprised he's this high. You know what I'm saying?
I think number four is too low even for him. This man,
I agree.
not even his production, but his eye for talent and making stars out of Snoop Dogg and Kendrick and Anderson Paak and Eminem. The list goes on. Like he's definitely to be number one or two for me. I'm pretty sure one of his artists is on
Right.
is in the top three, and you know what I'm saying. Like without Dre, like where would Kendrick be without Dre right now?
That's true. Where would Snoop Dogg be without Dre?
Right, exactly.
Now I'm gonna be real with you. This is my number one right here. This guy
Uh,
is my number one. Ice Cube. I mean, I feel like if I talk about the influence of Ice Cube, it's going to take. We're already an hour in. I feel like it's going to take a whole 2 hours just talking about the influence of Ice Cube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the rapper, the same way I feel about how KRS One held hip hop on his arm. He definitely held hip hop on his arm for the West Coast and shit. Like unapologetic, raw, unfiltered, dramatic, and everything like that too. Like Ice Cube at his prime was probably the best rapper alive. I'm talking from like 1990 to maybe like 95, 96 and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I'm planning on doing a best hip hop album run and shit when it came to
Okay.
certain rappers, and Ice Cube is definitely. If you talk about America's Most Wanted to Lethal Injection, that's gonna be on the list and shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I know, I talked a lot of shit about the latter works, but that recent album he came out with is
Fine.
shit. Ooh,
That's right.
fire.
Man down.
That might be the best since Lethal Injection to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And another reason why I fuck with Q was the fact that a lot of the shit he was talking about, a lot of that shit he was talking about like in his music and stuff like that too. Is definitely very relevant today. The Man Down album, that's the one. Very
Yes.
relevant today and shit. And watching some of his, sometimes I just watch some of his interviews and stuff like him and Ice T and stuff like that too. And it's just like, damn, man, it's just like this was the shit he was talking about in 1990. These days, if rappers said a lot of this shit that he was saying these days, they would be canceled. Would be fear of being canceled and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I see it.
Definitely lucky. Definitely had one of the best solo runs after leaving NWA.
I agree. Like he pretty much had the best rags to riches story from any '90s rapper
Right.
and shit like that too. Because a lot of these rappers these days they talk about how their
Mhm.
label fucked their money up and shit
Right.
like that, or they're beefing with some members and stuff shit. But Ice Cube, like whether people want to talk about his kids movies or talk about a lot of his, he never really had a major controversy
Right.
or a major time. Like he never performed for Trump. And that's
Mhm.
I can't say that about the next person right here. Oh
Oh boy.
shit, Snoop Dogg, Snoop, Snoop D-O double G. Ah man, now you guys know I'm always gonna be a Snoop fan, but sometimes my love for Snoop can be very way back and forth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, he probably put out one of the best hip hop debut albums in the history of music
Mhm.
and everything like that too. But I'm not gonna be. I would be lying if I say he had a perfect discography in hip hop and everything too. You know what I'm
No,
saying? I would be lying if I said that.
he would.
I do feel that he has very underrated albums like
He does.
"Pay the Cost to Be the Boss," "No
Definitely.
Top Dog," and everything like that too. I feel like he's pop culture's favorite rapper, if that makes sense. Because whether people love hip hop or not, they always love Snoop Dogg and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not mad. I'm not mad he's on this placement, but him above Ice Cube, I don't know about that.
You notice the last four artists are from the NWA tree. The top four.
Yeah,
So
the
that
best hip
that's
hop
all
tree in
Dr.
hip hop.
Dre. That's all Dr. Dre right there.
I'm kind of mad there's the lack of above the law love on this list. I'm kind of mad about that
Yeah.
because Cold 187, he deserves a spot on this list if you want to be technical.
Hmm.
Because next to Quick and Dre, he's another producer that don't get his just due.
Is he from LA?
I mean, he's from Compton. I mean,
EA
hey,
Ski. Where's he from? EA Ski. Well, he's not on the list.
exactly.
Ant Banks. Isn't he from LA? Or is he from the Bay?
Oh, Bay. I think he's from the Bay.
Okay.
And number one, we all know number one, Kendrick Lamar.
The new king.
new king of the West Coast.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
I mean,
gonna. I'm not.
I'm ready to say the new king of both coasts. Really?
Hey, Joey Badass. Joey Badass trying to
Nah,
come for his throne
nah.
now.
Joey need to stop. He need to
Unique,
stop because I definitely see where this is going, and he gonna definitely lose to Kendrick.
unique, unique. About to make a
Unique.
comeback. He about to be like.
This
He
ain't
about to
this
act
ain't
so.
this ain't power. Unique. You ain't battling Canaan.
He was like, "Fuck it." He's like, I'm about to be the best rapper alive right now. But in all seriousness, Kendrick Lamar, I feel like he's just beyond hip hop at this point. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's a cultural testament on just black culture, in my opinion. Now rapping, I feel like he has one of the. I feel like this hip hop album run list is going to be very interesting because I'm definitely because people have their own best runs from Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people will say 2012 to 2016, and some people will say 2015 to present and shit like that. But anything from Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City,
Mhm.
for Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morales, GNX. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
I've never heard anything bad from Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he took from the greats and he made himself great too. And I'm to this day, I'm mad as fuck. I missed him because I was so planning on seeing him in
Right.
Charlotte. But man, I was going through a lot of life be life in and shit. And but everyone talk about how that concert got sold out. It was one of the best shows. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about that fucking shit. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, that concert was one of the best concerts. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I didn't see that shit, bitch. Like, fuck. So, in all fairness, in all fairness aside, I feel like Kendrick Lamar as number one. I'm not mad. I'm not mad because I have nothing bad to say about Kendrick.
I think he's like I said, like other than Nas, I think he's the king right now. I don't think I don't see nobody really beating him. You know,
Nah,
I think Nas really. I mean, I would love to see a Nas and Kendrick battle. You know, that might never happen, but I think other than Nas is like who's really fucking with him.
right. Like even back in the day, even when he was really coming out and shit like that too. Like I couldn't even put him on the same wavelength as a lot of people, really.
Right.
But yeah,
That's
man.
that's that's all Dre right there. That's all Dr. Dre. That's Dr. Dre signee right there. You know.
Right,
And it's crazy that he hasn't even worked with Dre often like that. He's like he was off doing his own thing,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah,
Whereas you
man.
know when you look at Eminem, Eminem's early work was Dre and 50 Cent and G Unit and the Snoop Dogg stuff, you know, the Doggy Style album, and you know what I mean. That's all Dre. Kendrick ain't even use him, and he could have used him at any point.
Yeah, man. I'm actually about to pull up this the games list because I mean I'm about an hour in. As long as I'm done with this shit by 11, as long as I'm done with this shit by like 11 o'clock, I'll be straight. But yeah, it's just like, and that's the thing with Eminem too, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I love fucking. I still fuck with Eminem, but even Dre wasn't even giving out some of his best shit to M after some period. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Hmm.
Let's see games list. I didn't see games list. I saw the licks, liquid. They had their own list. You know,
Oh, so he did a top one. I think he said he did a top 100 list.
The top 100.
I think so. Hold on one second. Oh, okay, I found it. All right. Yeah, he did a top 100 list. Give me 1 second.
American Music Awards. I didn't watch the American Music Awards. I haven't watched that in years, so I didn't care.
I saw some of it like through reaction videos and stuff like that.
Um,
Half the winners weren't even there. Janet Jackson really only performed like 2 songs apparently.
right.
Rod Stewart performed. I don't know. Uh,
Eminem beating Kendrick. I mean, I don't think he should have won an album. Not for Death of Slim Shady. That wasn't better than GNX.
Shit. So this is a top 100 list right here. Um, Number 100 is 330 Baby, 310 Baby. I never heard of him. Number 99 is Lefty Gunplay.
He got crap on his list too.
You know what? I'm not gonna go through this whole list. I'm just gonna go through placements and shit. Cause half these
Mhm.
motherfuckers, I'm gonna act like I'm not gonna act like I know some of these motherfuckers. So
Right.
if I know the artist, I'm just gonna say it. So he has BG Knockout at number 91, way higher. But at the same time, it's like not really a big fan. I only really like the Real Brothers album from '95.
Right.
He got Domino from at number 87. The Ghetto Jam is the back,
Right.
the jam is the back,
Wow.
the thing thing. Do you qualify? You sure look good. Yo, Domino has some bops. I ain't gonna hold you. He has some
He
bop
has
list
some
stuff.
joints.
He has some
Yeah.
joys, man. A lot of people
Hmm.
say he was a Snoop Dogg wannabe and shit.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He don't rap like Snoop. What they talk about?
All right.
What?
Number 85, he got Rob Vicious. Not mad about that. Okay. Number He got Blue at 73. Wow. Okay.
That's lower than Complex. Complex had him
Hey,
at 49. What the fuck?
this nigga got this nigga got Hobson on 63. Okay, game. Now you wildin'.
Yeah.
Wildin'.
Yes.
Hobson.
And where did he place his own self? I'm just curious to know. Was it number
Hold up.
one?
He put himself number 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He pulled a Kumo D.
Right. I was thinking the same thing.
What the fuck?
I ain't gonna hold you. He does have some heat on his list. I'm looking at his list right now. Kid Frost at 57. Okay.
They didn't even Complex didn't mention Kid Frost. Yeah.
They didn't even mention Tone Loc.
Right.
Tone
Tone
Loc.
Loc. Right. That's right. Hmm.
Okay.
Interesting.
OT Genesis at 49. OT Genesis, nigga, really?
Wow.
I'm in love with the coco.
Where's my boy Jay Worthy? I thought Jay Worthy was from LA.
Jay Worthy.
Yeah.
I don't see him on this
He's
list.
not LA? I thought he was LA.
Childish Gambino, 32. Really?
Chalice Gambino?
Yeah.
Wow. That's I think that's kind of high even for him.
Yeah, I don't even think he would place
His,
himself.
his best album to me is a singing album. It's not even rap.
Right.
He put
Nah.
Dubs at 33. John Dixon, salute.
What up, Johnny? I okay, the DOC 28. I'm not mad about that. Not mad about that.
Yeah, Complex left off a lot of motherfuckers. But DLC's from Dallas though.
Yeah, but he was in LA. He was with Dre and all them niggas and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Trey D. Damn, they
Trey
didn't
D.
even Trey D. Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
Complex left off a lot of people.
I forgot to mention the East Siders. Yeah.
Yeah, Trey D.
All right. Let's look at the top 20.
Where's Cocaine from?
I want to say he's from LA too. I want to say,
Yeah,
but niggas kind of put him in the same length as like Nate Dogg due
right.
to this shit too. You
The
know,
same.
hell, Nate Dogg rap too on some song. Hell, Nate Dogg rap better than half these motherfuckers on this list and shit.
Gambino, that's what I thought. I'm like, I didn't know Childish was from LA. He's from Georgia. He moved to
This
LA, if anything, but I don't remember him saying that he was from LA.
I ain't never seen Donald Glover do no West Coast side on Community and shit.
All right.
So his top 20, his number 20 is Schoolboy Q, not mad. Number 19, King T, not mad. Number 18, MC8, that's a bit lower than Complex, but okay. Number 17, MC Ren. Oh, I'm kind of crazy about that. That's a bit higher than Complex, okay. Number 16, Dom Kennedy, not mad. 15, YG. 14, Tyler the Creator. Number 13, Be Real. Number 12, Ice T. Number 11, Nipsey. Number 10, Exhibit. Number 9, Easy. Number 8, Dre. 7, Quick. 6, Corrupt. Number 5, The Game. Number 4, Kendrick. I'm kind of surprised he put Kendrick above himself, but okay. Number 3, Cube. Number 2, Snoop. And number 1 is Tupac.
Where's artists like Sick Jackin? Where's Sick Jackin at? Isn't he from LA?
I don't even fucking know
He
to be
should be
real
on
with
he should be on that list. Where's JJ Fad? Aren't they from LA?
you. Yeah, but people kind of put JJ Fad the same length as like Hammer, that pop rap kind of shit. You know what I'm
Con-
saying?
Conscious Daughters, where were they from?
Conscious Daughters, I think they were from the Bay. They were from the Bay, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
okay.
Hey, where was Paris? Where's Paris at, yo?
Planet 8, yeah, Paris, Planet Asia. There's other artists that's missing from this list.
But we put Roddy Rich.
Right. That part.
Shit. But yeah, man, everyone's up in arms. Do you want to see the alcoholics list or nah?
I thought their list was legit. Like they had like the most official list to me.
All right, I'm gonna see that shit. Hold on.
Where was what's the other cat that I like? Well, I forgot his name. But he was down with the Liquid Crew also. Yeah, they had Kron down on there. They had the Far Ride. Where's he at?
That's a good question.
I think their list was more official. Or Paris from the Bay. What about like all the artists that came from the lynch mob? Caution, wasn't they from LA? Don Jaguar, Threat,
That's a good question.
uh, uh, the lynch mob.
Oh shit. So we actually just looked at the alcoholics list.
That was
Actually,
alcohol list.
yeah, I thought
So
that
where
was
was
the
it?
games list.
Right. So the alcoholics didn't even were they on that list? Because I need to get them.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Let me see where Tash put himself.
Or J Ro. It was J Ro on that list?
Damn, I don't even see him.
Wow. So they didn't even put themselves on their own list. That's crazy.
Oh well. At least they're humble.
That's wild.
At least they're humble. But yeah, that list was just on some ass. Well, not ass
Yeah.
ass, but it it wasn't as hyped up as it was really meant to be. All right. I'm gonna stay on for like maybe another 5 minutes. I'm gonna see what y'all talking about. I think BMF comes back this week, right?
Yeah, I think it's this week.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. I gotta catch up with Power. You know.
There's a lot of shows I gotta catch up on and shit.
Mhm. Yep. Feel the agony. Where
That's,
was she at? Young Roscoe. They left off a lot of LA cats.
they really did. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, I would have put Roddy Rich and Ty there.
Yeah, crazy.
Mm-mm-mm. So you know they're making a Sinners sequel without Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, that's stupid. You know, Warner Brothers they're gonna be pressed up for money because they're more than likely, the DC Comics shit not gonna be any good. And this is what they do. I don't know how you can make a Sinners sequel without bringing back Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. That's just stupid to me. It's not gonna make
Right.
no money. Even if you brought back the whole cast and it's no Michael B. Jordan or Ryan Coogler, it's not gonna do good because his character, him playing the two brothers, are like the main pieces of the story.
Exactly.
But they so hard up for money. It's like that's what they do. I'm not surprised. They're gonna
And
totally screw up that whole sequel.
they did the same thing with the fucking Joker too.
Yeah, exactly. Made it into a musical and shit. You know, totally rebooting their main DC characters, Batman and Superman, another Superman film. How many times they've been doing it for the last 30 years? Now they want to go fuck up a good movie with a bad sequel.
Hmm. I don't even know what to say.
Crazy.
Uh, mm-mm-mm. What? And then they pushed back the Michael movie again.
Like I'm hearing next year. It's supposed to be like two parts.
It's crazy.
It's gonna be like one part when he left the Jackson Five and went solo, and then the second part. I don't know what the second part is gonna start off at.
They might as well just at this point they might as well just drop a miniseries.
Why do we need two parts for that movie? I mean, you know, Queen got one movie. NWA got one movie.
Speaking of Ryan Coogler, he said he never even wanted to make a sequel to Sinner. So
Right? Yeah, it was everybody that kept assuming he was doing that because he had like little Easter eggs in the film and things that wasn't solved. So we kept saying that he's gonna make a sequel or a prequel, but at this point, the fact that they would move forward with a sequel without him and Michael B. Jordan, it's gonna be garbage.
hmm,
I don't even care about Carter Six. I think Little Wayne is already done.
that's funny. He's still dropping Carters.
Yeah, he's still dropping the Carter shit. Like I think it's probably the last one, but I think he's already done. I don't even think nobody's gonna give a fuck about that album.
He said that 2 quarters ago.
Exactly. Carter 5 came and went. Carter 4 came and went.
Hmm. Yeah, man. But other than that, I'm actually gonna give me something to eat because I am hungry as hell. But this is a nice list reaction and shit like that. Um, I know Rolling Stone dropped a female best female rap verse list and shit recently.
Of course they did.
I'm not even gonna check
Of
that out
course they
right
did.
now. But I was like, let me finish up some videos I had planned up and everything. Though. But at the same time, appreciate this as usual. This is just
Yeah.
a quick list to be joking around and shit like that too. And I hope y'all have a good night.
I
Peace.